So it all started with a LinkedIn message.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Wow.
Literally, I just, I wanted to pick your brain. You were somebody that was a top originator at your company. And before we knew it, we started going down this path of, what are the key contributors to your growth? Who is pouring into you to get you into that next level? So Nate, my God, going from a $22 million originator to now running over $100 million branch in how many years?
2.5.
Yeah. 2.5 years.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So share with our audience a little bit that journey and maybe some of those volume numbers as you've grown your personal production. Mm-hmm. You've added people to the team. How's that journey been?
So, I think, years and years and years, so when we first engaged, I just couldn't get through a number. I would marginally improve the numbers like year after year. I kept really good track of like where I was, but I didn't also do much planning ahead of where am I going. It was just kind of rinse and repeat, do the same things over and over again. And I guess I was a decent enough producer, so people just kind of let me do my thing. And as we were talking, I was very kind of standoffish. I was kind of loyal to where I was. Everything was good as far as I knew it was. And you kind of opened my eyes to realize that actually it wasn't as good as I realized, but you did it in a really tactful way, because you didn't talk bad about, where I was. You just said, hey, are you guys doing this? Or, we're doing this with our teams. And it just helped me to realize, wow, like there's a lot that I'm missing out on. And so just kind of fast forward, I think, I haven't even stopped to really think about where I was before AnnieMac and now where I am, but it's all about forward thinking, right? Mm-hmm. So that's very different for me. I've always just kept doing the same things over and over, and now every year or every 6 months even, I'm trying to figure out what do I need to scrap, what do I need to change, how do I need to improve, where are we headed, who's doing it better than I am so that I can learn from them. I don't need to recreate the wheel. Mm-hmm. I just need to learn from the best and adopt from the best, and we're all kind of learning and evolving together. So it's been exciting.
And I think too, like you said, we were just kind of strategizing, like try this, try that, and you're able to network with other top originators that are your competitors. Mm-hmm. And still be friends and still cheer each other on. And I think that's what's such a missing piece sometimes in recruitment, right? Where people think, oh, you just want me to join your team. Well, no, we genuinely want you to have a better work-life balance, or we want you to have more time with your family. Hold on. More time with your family. So I think that, for you, Nate, now you just had baby number 4, who is now 2 years old. So COVID just made me skip a year in life. So, here you are, leading out your family, leading out your business. Talk to me about the inside of the branch and how that's evolved from roles you've hired, support staff you've hired, and some of the lives that you've been able to impact and lives that have impacted you.
So I was just an originator through and through. I still kind of am. That's kind of who I am still. But I'm coming to realize that my role is evolving and it's changing. And so I'm working towards trying to be a true leader, being someone who's going to inspire others to do what I do, as opposed to me being the person that does it. Mm-hmm. So I'm learning how to let go of control, which is really hard for someone who likes to have control. And is learning how to empower people, putting them in the roles that really is best suited for them. So, I think as a manager, as a leader, you got to learn how to identify what people are good at, mm-hmm. and then helping put them into an environment where we're going to thrive. And so, again, this is like turning kind of my thought process upside down, because I kind of grew up in the industry, but also just throughout life, that if you're bad at something, you need to work on it, you need to be better at it, and that needs to be your strength. Mm. And I'm coming to realize that it's not really, at least I'm rethinking that strategy. I'm saying, you know what, yes, we always need to improve, and we need to find the areas that we're weak in, but if we're weak, why don't we partner up, or why don't we find someone to assist and help you be strong in what you're weak in, mm-hmm. so you can be put in your best and highest use. So, I've learned that all from the AnnieMac team. Just in watching leadership, in watching other branches, and watching other originators, and seeing how they've been able to scale and grow. that's how I've been learning.
That's such a common theme too, of not having to reinvent the wheel and being able to latch onto the momentum and ride the wave, but also it does take application, right? You have to apply yourself before you can just have the success. And it's just like anything, when you think about a rocket ship, how much technology goes into it, how much, planning, preparation, support, for that blast off. And, you really invested your time and energy into, what's the best ecosystem for myself and my team. And I applaud you so much for that. You're somebody that's really leveraged some of our tools like Sales Boomerang and Mortgage IQ. You're one of the first people I talked to that were like, wow, I'm finding people contacting me telling me they're ready to buy or refinance, and the system had been talking to them for 8 months, 9 months, and you at first didn't even realize it until you went back and looked. So, from a virtual world, from an intelligence system world, where people fear technology replacing them when that's not the case in our world, how has the technology helped you create a more efficient, productive vehicle?
So as you scale, as you grow, there's only so much that any one person can do. So that technology really helps to identify the areas that can be automated, and so that you can, again, just do the client interfacing things, the relationship building things. And that's really what we need to be doing as originators. We need to be in front and building relationships. And so more and more, my role is becoming less of the person on the computer working on the mechanics, but it's really in engaging with the client. As Barry Habib was talking about, really being a good listener, listening to what the client's needs are. I ask a lot of questions. I get accused of a lot of spending too much time with clients. But I tell my team, listen, I will never err on that. I would rather you err on the side of spending more time than not, because a lot of people get turned away because their metrics don't look right. And so they walk away, they feel like, well, I guess I'm not qualified. And so that's a missed opportunity. Now, I'm not necessarily going to be working that lead because I can't work on it, but it's the relationship build that started, and then that leads to other referrals, and then those referrals might be the deal that I'm able to close today. And then they end up coming back because they felt good about the experience. And so for me, it's really important to build a really good experience. And that comes down, everything down to even just the feel of coming into the office. What does it look like? What does it present? The atmosphere, exactly.
To the taste of the coffee and everything in between.
Yeah. And my wife is even saying, hey, we need to get some scents in the office.
Aroma.
Yeah, to literally have to appeal to all five senses. So
Mercedes, you know what's up, girl. But I'm just so honored to know you, cheer you on. Nate, you have become one of those success stories where on our panels, within conversations, as we talk to originators, you're our example. And I know that you truly have just been all in, and you give that to your team day in and day out. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So where did you guys finish in 2020, and where do you think you're going to finish in 2021?
So 2020, as a branch, we closed out at 84 million, and it's looking like we'll probably be upwards of maybe 110 to 120 this year.
Nice.
Yeah, and so just and looking to just build on that. One thing that's been kind of exciting and is that we've just grown organically. So bringing in someone that has no industry knowledge whatsoever, maybe someone that came from retail, and getting them kind of side by side and then grooming them. And so I've had a couple stories where these they're now loan officers, and so
so cool.
I'm just trying to teach them how to basically have what I have, learn what I've learned, and then to pay that forward. Exactly. To build
and how much of that 110 million annually is roughly purchase business?
I would say last year was a little bit skewed towards refinances, but I would say on average it was probably about 50-50.
50-50,
Yeah.
Stellar.
Yeah, but this year it's definitely probably 70-30.
70-30 for 2021. Well, it's only up from here, my friend.
Yep.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank
And
you.
loan officers within the Rockville, Maryland area, we are building this team. So if you are interested in just picking Nathan's brain, he's the best to do that with. and he'll do it without, he'll tell you, he doesn't really like to recruit people, right? It's education, it's connecting, it's relationships, and also as a Christian, father and husband, and we both have been able to bond on our faith and our intentions and the way that we want to continue to build out our legacies. So
That's right.
I appreciate you, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Cool.
All right.
Cheers.
Awesome.